Today, we are going to be discussing something that I found a need for on YouTube. We're going to be looking at the Croc Off-Road Edition, and we're going to be comparing that to the Croc All-Terrain Edition.
The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am very happy and genuinely very excited to be here. That doesn't mean that I'm not excited to be here all the time, but I'm extra excited to be here today. Now, depending on where you found this video, you might be watching on my bodybuilding channel, or you might be watching on my jewelry channel. But if you guys are familiar with either of those channels, you'll be familiar with the fact that I do a lot more than just bodybuilding or jewelry on both those channels. Guys, I hit the YouTube game up initially. In case you're not familiar with me or what I do here, I originally came to YouTube in order to help you solve your problems. I have my bodybuilding channel because there was a need for learning about the tonal machine. I have my jewelry channel because there was a need to find out different sizes and stacks when it comes to jewelry. And throughout the time of having those two channels, I've actually also focused on other things. And I have a certain playlist on my bodybuilding channel. That playlist is called Miscellaneous Purchases or something along those lines. And there you can see how I also review hiking socks, different types of hats, and so forth. So anything that I find value in, I like to share with this YouTube community because that's what's amazing about YouTube. We can all help each other in some way, shape, or form. Today, we are going to be discussing something that I found a need for on YouTube. We're going to be looking at the Croc Off-Road Edition, and we're going to be comparing that to the Croc All-Terrain Edition. There is actually one video at the time of making this video that is out there in regards to both. I do appreciate that gentleman who put that video out, but I don't think that the best job was done. So that's why I'm here today. I'd like to get a little bit more in-depth to these two amazing products. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there might hate Crocs. I was a hater of Crocs also at one point, until I started to realize that the doctors and the nurses that I was seeing were all wearing Crocs. Originally, I thought maybe it was just like a joke, but then I started to realize they're on their feet all day. They have a very tiring job. Thank you to every single one of you doctors and nurses that are out there for doing what you do. But it occurred to me there must be a reason, something more than just a fad within the nursing or doctor industry. So I said, let me try these things out. I don't know about you guys, I have plantar fasciitis. That means my feet hurt almost all the time for no reason. It is horrible. Losing the almost 100 pounds that I did lose helped me to alleviate a lot of those symptoms, but still, a lot of those symptoms are not alleviated, and it causes me to have to buy very expensive sneakers. Not anymore. I found Crocs. So we're gonna get into why they're amazing, what the differences are between these two particular models, and why you may or may not want to buy them. So the first model that I checked out was the off-road Croc. Now, I didn't want the original classic Croc. The original classic Croc apparently is much thinner than this. I've never tried them, but I've seen them, and they look like just squishy silicone. These off-road Crocs are beefy, as you can see right here. Very thick, very sturdy. And if you take a look at the bottom, you can see the treads, like on a car tire, right? Very deep treads. Now, I've been wearing these particular Crocs for, I want to say, probably about 3 weeks. They look worn in, and the reason why is because I actually go on my treadmill with these. I purchased these specifically for my treadmill. The reason why is I didn't want to have to wear my dirty sneakers in the house, bring my dirty sneakers onto my treadmill, and have to put on my sneakers when I want to go on the treadmill, and then when I want to hop off the treadmill, have to put my slippers on. So these things are incredible because they act as slippers and as sneakers, if you are like me. They do both. And yes, I take them on the treadmill. I walk on the treadmill, I jog on the treadmill, I run on the treadmill. And if you're interested in a treadmill, you can go and check out the reviews I've done on this particular EgoFit Treadmill. I even have a link in the description for a discount code if you are looking for a very portable, desk-friendly treadmill. But that's why I originally checked these out. Now, I spent about 30 or 40 minutes looking up Crocs before I purchased the off-road Croc. I found out that there was over 11 types of Crocs. And I found one video with a gentleman talking about the difference between the all-terrain and the off-road. That video was basically him showing a couple of differences, pointing out the very, very obvious differences, but then saying, at the end of the day, they're pretty much the same. I'm here to tell you that they're not. And if you're interested in either one of these, let's hope the information I give you helps you make a decision, because I had a lot of trouble initially, and then I ended up buying both to figure out what the real deal was. Again, I've been using these for a couple of weeks now. They are beat up, but let me tell you, they are very sturdy, very strong, and I feel like they're gonna last a long time. The treads grip very, very well. I've taken these on grass, I've taken these on dirt, I've taken these on concrete, I've taken these on my treadmill, I've taken them everywhere, and I've never had an issue. Haven't slipped in them once, no problem at all. Now, I purchased the all-terrain because I was very interested to see how these might benefit me. These, as you can see, the treads are different. Check out these treads on this tire, right? Much, much different than on the off-road. Now, this was probably pointed out in that other video I was talking about. But these treads here are going to help you in a more diverse way. They're going to help you when it comes to water a little bit better, because they're going to they're going to channel the water away from your shoe a little bit better. You see how the off-roads, the water's not really going to be channeled away as well. If you just tell, these are some really sharp edges. So I have noticed when walking in water that these seem to grip a little bit better. I don't know if it's just me, but it also could be these grippy pads here. There's a huge difference between the grip on the off-roads here. Don't worry, I've washed these before I'm handling them. There's a big difference between the material here and the material here. There's a big difference between this material and this material. This material allows you to move more freely. It will grip the floor, but it will allow you to move more freely. This material here is much more grippy. It's so grippy, in fact, that I went to slide my foot on the floor just earlier today and it caught the floor and I almost took a little bit of a tumble. I'm not telling you to not buy these, but I am telling you to keep in mind that these do something. They're not just there for show. They grip better than the rubber over here. They seem to attach to the things that they touch to. So for my treadmill, I might not want this, because when you're on the treadmill, you want to kind of be free to move without worrying about the angle that your foot's hitting. So therefore, I have a feeling I would like to probably use these more often. Now, there's a huge difference when it comes to comfort. They're both very, very comfortable. In fact, when I put on the off-road, initially, I said to myself, these things are weird. They don't really feel comfortable. And then about after an hour or so, man, was I wrong. I broke these things in after about an hour or so of wearing them, and they are soft. They're like walking on clouds. I didn't think there was anything better until I put on the all-terrain. The all-terrain is even more soft, and it's absolutely incredible. I love the bumps on the inside. They kind of massage the bottom of your feet. Not sure if you guys like that, but they both have bumps. From what I can tell, the all-terrain bumps, they actually are a little more pronounced, unless I just wore these down over the last 2 weeks, which is possible. But it seems as though the bumps on the all-terrain are more pronounced. But these all-terrains are much more comfortable when it comes to cushion. They're much softer than the all-terrain. The all-terrain are very soft, but they give you more of a firmer feel when you hit that ground, okay? They're going to be better for stability. If you need to be very stable, these are going to help you be stable in comparison to these. These will also help you be stable, but they're much softer, more like walking on a pillow. You can see when I squish these how soft they are, right? I don't know if you can tell. I hope you can tell. Nice and soft. Check that out. Super soft. When you squish these, they're not as soft. They're more thick, they're more firm, they're more beefy. It depends on what you're gonna be doing with them. If you're gonna be walking around with them all the time and you wanna be prepared for everything, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the off-road are actually better than the all-terrain, despite the fact that the all-terrain are supposed to be good in all different places. If you're looking for the best comfort when it comes to this, these will give you a great balance between comfort and stability. But if you want stability and that's your number one over comfort, I would say go with the off-road 100%. Something else that I want to point out is the fact that I believe the lip in the back that catches your heel is actually higher on the all-terrain. It seems to catch my heel better. You can also see the actual thickness of the bottom of the shoe here is thicker on the all-terrain. So I think you have a higher lip to catch your foot on, to hold your foot in there if you don't want to use the strap. You have a better lip on the all-terrain, but you have a beefier sole when it comes to the off-road. There is a substantial difference. If I put them lip to lip, you'll see the off-road will make you taller, okay? It's probably got I want to say a ½ inch more on that off-road. So that's another difference right there. The biggest difference I can tell you is in comfort. The all-terrain are very, very soft. It's like a pillow. But if you never tried them before and you tried the off-road, you will be very happy with the softness, okay? So keep that in mind. The all-terrain, excellent. The off-road, excellent. It depends on what you're going to be using them for. But remember, more stable with the off-road, a little less stable because of how soft the all-terrain are. As far as the holes on the top of the shoe, they're all the same. As far as the outlets on the sides of the shoe, they're all the same. The biggest thing is comfort, and the biggest thing is grip, okay? So I hope this video helped you guys in order to make a decision. I was like, what? And initially, again, I did not even ever want to wear Crocs ever in my life. I was looking at them like, these are the stupidest fad ever. But you know what? Honestly, when you really delve into them, they're not just a fad. They actually have a lot of properties that you can utilize depending on your lifestyle. One more thing I forgot to talk about was the back, okay? Check out the backs of these Crocs, the four-wheel drive option of these Crocs. Initially, when I put on Crocs, for all you who have never worn them before, I had so much trouble not using this. I had to use the back strap in order to keep my foot in. After telling myself, you know what, let me try it without it, I walk around with them all day and night like this. If I'm about to run on my treadmill or whatever, I'll throw that strap back and do what I got to do. But at the end of the day, I can walk around with them just fine. After learning how to walk with them, it's not a problem anymore. But the strap on the all-terrain is a lot thicker, more wide than the strap over here on the off-road. Now, as far as functionality, I don't know if it really matters because you can adjust the all-terrain strap. As you can see, it's Velcro. You can adjust it however you want, and you can adjust this one however you want. So really, at the end of the day, I don't know if it's going to really make too much of a difference because if you want them close to your heel, they're going to do the same exact thing. But for a fashion sense thing or for, you know, whatever type of what you're doing, it may matter for you to know. So there is a difference there. The all-terrain strap is thinner and softer than the off-road strap, which is less thin, more thick, and less soft. It's more grippy. This is actually made of a foam, okay? Whereas this is made of the same type of rubber, thick rubber material that the shoe is made out of. So this is a lot softer and more comfortable. Overall, the all-terrain is made for comfort. Maybe the reason why they did that was because they said, all right, all-terrain means, you know, you're walking on the concrete, you might encounter some grass, you might encounter some gravel, so let's make it comfortable for all environments, no matter where you are. The off-road might be more specific to, hey, I know I'm going off-road, I need that stability, I need that tough harshness, that's why I'll buy an off-road. So keep that in mind. This may make or break your decision on both. This one was $10 more on Amazon at the time that I purchased them. This was $10 less on Amazon. I would not go back and return either of them. I love both of them. I think they're both fantastic. So moving forward, if I know that I'm going to be on my treadmill, I'm going to go ahead and be using these. If I know that I'm going to be going outside of the house, just walking around the neighborhood, I'm going to be using these, the all-terrain. And if I don't know what I'm going to encounter, and I may be doing a little bit of hiking and a little bit of walking on concrete at the same time, which does happen very often for me, I will be using the off-road because I feel like that gives you the best stability for overall situations in general. So I really hope this video helped, guys. Consider subscribing, at least liking the video if you did appreciate it. And if you hate Crocs, let me know in the comments. I used to be a hater too until I tried them out. And if you're ever interested in any type of bodybuilding training on the tonal machine, dealing with digital weight or the handy gym, dealing with some amazing flywheel training, check out the YouTube channel in terms of bodybuilding, the Joey B Journey channel. And if you're interested in jewelry, seeing how it fits on you, getting different ideas of what might be best for you in terms of the look you're trying to go for and achieve, go ahead and feel free to check out my jewelry channel, guys. Look forward to seeing you there. I really hope this video helped. Just like all my other random videos seem to help a lot of people. Very grateful for that. Thank you all for the support that I see on this channel. Be safe. Talk soon. Catch you guys at the next video.